the guitar for many years. Started out nigh on back in the 1970s when I had a program on a New York station, WBAI-FM. And that for 2 years was a live station, live program, similar to yours, I guess, where we had guests. And we sang live on the air. And I actually attempted to teach guitar on the air by just explaining the chords to popular songs and playing along with that. So I was called Mr. Guitar Man.
That's awesome.
And I hooked up with a guy. We had a duo, and based upon that, we got some touring. We'd opened for the Doobie Brothers and ZZ Top.
Wow.
And other groups of that ilk at that time in 4,000 or 5,000 seat arenas. So that was fun, but we broke up and I went on my own and I recorded a couple of disco records, and those were released in Europe. I have to remember to say that when I was before that I was teaching guitar, and it turned out, and I didn't remember this, but it turned out I was Bela Fleck's guitar teacher. If you know Bela Fleck, he's one of the foremost banjo players.
Holy
and he was
smokes.
a kid when I taught him. And it was through me that he met his first banjo teacher, Eric Darling, who was a big player then. And he actually, Bela remembered me and spoke about me in a podcast a couple of years ago. He happened to live in the same building as me at that time. So I feel instrumental in getting Bela Fleck going.
That is pretty badass.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And so anyway, got those two records released in Greece. Nothing much happened with them. And then reality hit me in the head, and I had to make a living. So I actually became a certified financial planner. And I have been doing that for many years. And I recently, about 7 or 8 years ago, I retired from that. And I got back into my music. And got back into playing and songwriting. Hooked up with a guy named Lance Allen in Tennessee, in Nashville, who's a pretty well-known fingerstyle guitarist. And he produced my first record of about 8 songs a year ago. And it's on Spotify. I've got about 250,000 spins on that so far. But we're going back there again in the end of April, and we're going to record another 6 or 7 tracks. Those are going to have banjo, fiddle, bass, drums on there, violin, the whole gamut. Do a full production of songs.
Wow.
The first CD I did was 2 songs and 6 instrumentals, fingerstyle. This time I'm doing all songs, all original music, and I'm going to give you a couple of those today.
Yes.
World premiere.
One
of a couple of my new tunes.
What's the first one you're going to play for me and the Mister here?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. It's called Better in You. Better in You. Or Better Than You, however you want to say it. And
Better in You, that sounds perfect.
Ready, I'll play it.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, let me start again. There we go. Well, I've been round and around and around and around this country. I've been round and around and around and around this world. I can hold my breath till my face turn blue, but I never find anyone better than you. Travel by bus, in a car, on a plane, on an ocean liner, or in a bullet train. I even rode a horse till my butt got badly bruised, but I never found anyone better than you. I've been round and around and around and around this country. I've been round and around and around and around this world. I've been holding my breath till my face turned blue, but I never find anyone better than you. Climbed every mountain, damn near ruined my knees. Took the mule down Grand Canyon and sailed the seven seas. I walked 1,000,000 miles, wore a hole in my shoes, but I never met anyone better than you. Oh me, oh my, I really did try to see if the grass was greener on the other side. But all I found was what you said was true, that I'd never find anyone better than you. I've been round and around and around and around this country. I've been round and around and around and around this world. I've been holding my breath till my face turned blue, but I never found anyone better than you. I've been round and around and around and around this country. I've been round and around and around and around this world. I've been holding my breath till my face turned blue, but I never found anyone better than you.
Wow.
Man.
That's
Man.
badass.
Yes. You see, I'm over here rocking, man. You got me over here dancing. Oh,
You like that one?
yes, yes. I like what the song was about. I like the feel that you get from that song. I had a feeling about a woman one time where I didn't think it was, I could find nobody else better. So I actually related to that too, man. Because I was feeling like that at a point in time. I love that song, man. I love the vibe and the energy from the song, man. And actually your voice on it too fits perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks, man.
you've got quite the deal. Explain to us, Allan, a little bit about the difference between because you mentioned a finger style guitar, and I've been around a lot of
fingers.
Yeah, explain to us a little bit of
Right.
that whole thing, or what separates,
About finger style.
Yeah. Just kind of give us a little bit more
Finger
details.
style, you're using your fingers. It's similar to Chet Atkins style. Similar to Chet Atkins, who plays finger style guitar, much more sophisticated than I play. He played a lot of common, well-known songs. I only play my own songs, and that's the way I played when I was a kid. I would learn from listening to Doc Watson records and people like that, where you had to listen to a record. You put a record on a turntable, and you put the needle down where you wanted to play, and you'd listen to it, pick it up, and then you'd try to play it. Then you drop the needle back down, pick it up, try to play it. It was a very tedious process. There were no songbooks back then, and you play with your fingers. The thumb is alternating on the top bass strings, and these fingers play the melody. You can see I've got long nails on these fingers to play the string. Okay. And I scratched my ear here, and I was bleeding because these are sharp.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, it's different than with a flat pick. With a flat pick, you're doing things. And I can do that with my thumb pick because it's a flat pick thumb pick. So sometimes I use that as a flat pick.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'm basically self-taught, basically.
Wow.
And it was only a couple of years ago that I started playing this again. For many years when I was a financial planner, it was a very intense career, very stressful, and I just didn't play the guitar. I was too tired, when I came home. But now that I'm retired, I've got back into it, and I'm out there and I want to see what I can get going. Despite, Tony Bennett's 105, he's still out there.
Right. But the still room, and from that, man, what I heard, just like I said again, the energy and the vibe from that song, the melody, man, it gave off a good sense, but very high energy and high vibes, man. I sure appreciate that. I like folk music, and I'm big into bluegrass, rage music, house music. I'm into a lot of different genres, man, but I love folk music, and I do like bluegrass and those stuff. My favorite instrument actually is the banjo. I love hearing the banjo, and I love hearing the guitar.
Yeah,
I'm from Oklahoma, man. I'm from Oklahoma, man. I grew up at half in the city, half on the farm.
Well, I grew up in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Hey, respect the Brooklyn.
This is Brooklyn bluegrass.
Brooklyn bluegrass. Okay, I can respect it. I like it, man.
Yeah.
Jiggy, man, he got me wanting to hear more, man. He got me in the dancing mood.
Yeah, what's the next thing you want to play for us, Allan?
Okay, this is totally different, and this is kind of a ballad, also fingerstyle guitar. It's called Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle.
So it's a totally different situation here. And this is going to have violin on it when I record it. Excuse me, I got to take care of my schnozola here.
No, you're good. You're good. I love the fact that you're prepared and you're fantastic. So we'll get the hell out of the way and let the people with talent do their thing, man.
There it is.
Okay, so this is called Razzle Dazzle. For the razzle dazzle in your eyes has knocked me off my feet. For you categorically, undeniably make my life complete. That's a simple way to tell you, oh, I love you so. Since you promised me forever, I wanted you to know that a love built on honesty is the rarest love of all. And the passion that you shared with me has softened every fall. For the razzle dazzle in your eyes has knocked me off my feet. For you categorically, undeniably make my life complete. You're 1,000 times above and 1,000,000 times the song. Though so many arms have held me, they were not as strong. But numbers lose their meaning when your body touches mine. Oh, you still flood me with feeling each and every time. For the razzle dazzle in your eyes has knocked me off my feet. For you categorically, undeniably make my life complete. For you categorically, undeniably make my life complete.
Wow.
Fingers
Wow.
Fantastic.
Man, that was great. Razzle Dazzle. Razzle Dazzle, what the name of that was, right?
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle
Razzle Dazzle.
dazzle. That is fantastic. You
Yeah.
you definitely have got quite the deal here, Allan.
Yeah.
How do we
So-
buy your music and support you, my friend?
Just check me out on Spotify. That's it. I'm really not selling anything right now. I haven't put anything on iTunes or anything at this point. But I will be more aggressive with my marketing when I do the full bluegrass thing with the banjo and the fiddle and all that stuff. So I should have new releases coming out in June. Probably every 3 weeks there'll be a new single coming out. And I'm hoping that, it'll get heard either on the radio or someone will pick it up and do the tune, a publisher. I really like that to happen. So whatever, I don't need it as far as making money. I'm doing it. If I make money at it, that's great. But it's for me, it's more of a legacy of getting my music out there and heard and played, so I can make some sort of get a little bit of that potato chip.
I respect that. I respect that.
That's basically it.
Man, you've made a great impression on me. I'm definitely interested in wanting to hear when you add the fiddle and the violin and those type of things. I love to do that version as well, man. But I think you're awesome. I've been sitting here, been very entertained this whole time. I love listening to the different genres of music and hearing you talk about some of the things that you did when you first started and some of the people that you helped influence. This has been really amazing for me.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm doing, and I'm going down to Nashville at the end of April, record those 6, 7 more tunes.
Okay.
And I'll have some really good players on there. I mean, it's hard to get bad players in Nashville.
That's what we hear. We hear a lot of good ones. We heard a lot of great ones that's in Nashville.
Yeah, it's hard for me to hear you.
Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah. Well, it's very choppy.
Well, we've really enjoyed chatting with you, Allan, and hearing your music. You are just tremendous, my friend. Thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you for having me on the show, and hopefully I'll come on again.
Definitely. Well, Allan, before we let you go, how do we get in touch with you online and support your efforts and everything, my friend?
Well, you can reach me on Allan Corby at gmail.com, ALLANCORBY at gmail.com, and listen to my music on Spotify. Now I got to get those quarter of a pennies in, Each time you listen, I get a quarter of a penny, or
That's right,
a penny, or a thousandth of a penny, or something.
That's right.
I have to say, my first check from my distributor was for $1, and
oh, really?
framed it.
Wow.
Actually, it was for $3, but they took $2 off for a fee.
Of course they did.
Wow.
Oh, that is just amazing. Well, Allan, you are fantastic. Thanks for coming on and chatting with me and the Mister. This has been a blast.
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate
you.
Thank you, my friend. There he goes. That's Allan Corby. And so, as we wrap up here,
Awesome.
what the heck did you think of today's show, baby?
Man, very awesome. I mean, both guests truly amazing, very inspirational. But one thing that I loved about them is, man, they energy. It just caught you, man. It just hit you, and it was a good energy.